everyone, I hope you are doing well. I am your chemistry teacher and now we are going to study about Bohr-Bury scheme of electronic configuration. In an atom, electrons are not randomly placed around the nucleus. They are placed in fixed energy levels or energy shells as suggested by Bohr's atomic model. These shells are named as K, L, M, N and so on. The arrangement of electrons in these shells is known as electronic configuration. The filling of electrons in an atom is a stepwise approach. First, the electrons are arranged in K shell, then in L shell, M shell, N shell and so on. Means the energy levels or energy shells are filled in order of increasing energies. In order to write down the electronic configuration, one should have knowledge about the number of electrons in one atom of the element and the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in different shells of the atom. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in any energy level of the atom is given by a formula 2n square, where n is the number of that energy level or energy shell. For example, for first shell, the value of n is equal to 1 and according to the formula 2 multiplied by square of 1 is equal to 2. So, the maximum number of electrons present in the first level is 2. According to Bohr's model of atom, the first energy level K can have maximum 2 electrons. The maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in shell L is 2 multiplied by square of 2 equal to 8. Similarly, for M and N shells, maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated are 2 into square of 3 equal to 18 and 2 multiplied by square of 4 equal to 32 respectively. During the arrangement of electrons in the shells, the outermost shell of an atom cannot accommodate more than 8 electrons, even if it has the capacity to accommodate more electrons. Generally, the outermost shell of an atom can have maximum 8 electrons only, even if it has capacity to accommodate 18 or 32 electrons. This is due to the fact that having 8 electrons in the outermost shell makes an atom stable. There is an exception. If the outermost shell is the first shell or K shell, then it can hold only 2 electrons. For example, helium has only one shell in its atom and is stable. Electrons in an atom do not occupy the new shell unless all the inner shells are completely filled. Keeping all this in view, you can easily draw atomic structures of various elements. Let's know about some steps that you can follow to draw the atomic structures. Take example of nitrogen. Firstly, we should know about the number of protons, neutrons and electrons in an atom of the element. In nitrogen, there are 7 protons, 7 neutrons and 7 electrons. Then we have to write down electronic configuration of the element. Nitrogen has 2 electrons in K shell and 5 electrons in L shell. So its electronic configuration is 2, 5. Step 3 is to write down the number and name of shells. For example, in nitrogen, there are 2 shells which are named as K and L shell. Then we have to draw the nucleus and write down the number of protons and neutrons in it. For nitrogen, we will draw the nucleus and write down 7 protons and 7 neutrons in it. Then the next step is to draw the calculated shells and name them. For nitrogen, we had calculated that there are 2 shells in nitrogen, namely K and L. So here we'll draw 2 shells around the nucleus and name them as K and L. Then the last step is to put the dots for the number of electrons. From the electronic configuration, we know that in K shell there are 2 electrons and in L shell there are 5 electrons in nitrogen. So here in the first shell we'll put 2 dots and in the second shell we'll put 5 dots for nitrogen. Like this, we can draw the atomic structure of nitrogen. Now let's discuss one more atomic structure by taking the example of calcium. Firstly, we'll write down the number of protons, neutrons and electrons. So in calcium, there are 20 protons, 20 neutrons and 20 electrons. The atomic number of calcium is 20, therefore its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 8, 2. Then there are 4 shells in calcium which are named as K, L, M and N. Then we have to draw the nucleus and write down the number of protons and neutrons in it. So we'll draw the nucleus and write down number of protons equal to 20 and number of neutrons equal to 20 in the nucleus. Then we have to draw the calculated shells and name them. And we had calculated that there are 4 shells in calcium. So we'll draw 4 shells around the nucleus and name them as K, L, M and N. Then from the electronic configuration, we can put the dots for the number of electrons. Calcium's electronic configuration is 2, 8, 8, 2. So we'll put 2 dots in first shell, 8 dots in second shell, 8 in third shell and 2 dots in the fourth shell. Like this, we can draw the atomic structure of calcium, and by following these steps, we can draw the atomic structure of any element. These are the atomic structures of elements with atomic number 1 to 20. Now we know that in every atom, a fixed number of electrons are present in each shell. The electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom are called valence electrons. For example, in magnesium, the outermost shell is M shell and there are 2 electrons present in it. Here, magnesium has 2 valence electrons. The remaining electrons are known as core electrons. In magnesium, 2 plus 8 means total 10 electrons present in K and L shells collectively are known as core electrons. We know that stable atoms have 8 electrons in their outermost shell. Such elements having 8 electrons in outermost shell are called noble gases or inert gases. They do not react or combine with any element. In other words, we can say that their combining capacity is 0. For example, helium and neon. Helium has 2 electrons in its outermost shell and all other inert gas elements have 8 electrons. The combining capacity of the atom to form molecules either with the same or different elements is called as valency. Valency of an element is expressed in terms of number of electrons which an atom of the element loses, gains or contributes for sharing in order to acquire the stable nearest noble gas configuration. For example, elements like hydrogen, lithium and sodium atoms contain 1 electron in the outermost shell. Therefore, they can lose 1 electron to become stable, so their valency is 1. And 1 atom of chlorine has 7 electrons in the outermost shell. So it is easier for chlorine to gain 1 electron instead of losing 7 electrons to acquire the nearest noble gas configuration. Its valency is 1 because it gains 1 electron to become stable. There is one more method to find out the valency of an atom. If an atom contains less than 4 electrons in its outermost shell, the valency of atom is equal to the number of valence electrons present in the atom. For example, aluminium has 3 electrons in its outermost shell. So the valency of aluminium is 3. On the other hand, if the outermost shell has more than 4 electrons, the valency is 8 minus the number of valence electrons. For example, chlorine atom has 7 electrons in the outermost shell. So its valency is determined by subtracting 7 from 8, which gives the valency of 1 for chlorine. So chlorine's valency comes out to be 1 like this.